Oh, good morning. It's early. um, got a lot on my mind right now. I'm scared. Um, but well, objectively speaking, I am coming out of a toxic uh, episode. I guess you would say my boat is very likely, almost assuredly infested with black mold, the toxin of which I am extremely sensitive to because my body cannot remove it on its own like yours can. So I have to do so myself. Fortunately, I invented the means by which to do so, citrus pectin, uh, and make my own, and I'm now back on it daily, and I feel myself coming out of it. But I'm really fucking scared. Um, I have to talk about the situation with my former now caregiver. Uh, Former never was caregiver. I don't know what to call him except a psychopath. Um, I guess I need to explain that I am the world's leading expert on psychopaths because I've been surrounded by them all my life, consciously aware of it, and studying, trying to figure out what they are. What a psychopath is, first of all, the definition, my working definition, is a psychopath is someone who lacks empathy and has the associated, what they call presently, symptoms known as associative, antisocial personality disorder, which is just a bad way of saying that the individual is pathologically selfish, pathologically self-centered. Um, the working definition also says that this means the person is lacking empathy. That is the cause of the symptoms. So then the working definition of psychopath is someone without empathy, a human being without or a human without empathy. Excuse me. Um, it should be noted that empathy is a defining human characteristic, and therefore a psychopath cannot be defined as human. And that is valid because a human being is not a human being unless they develop naturally as a human being or mature to their potential as a human being. So, all right. So, um, I am the expert on this because I have studied the lack of empathy in people all of my life, and because I am replete with empathy. I was raised in a household of people without empathy, psychopaths, um, and was witness to their behavior, and always I spent my life trying to understand why I was different than them. And Now it turns out there actually may be a genetic component because my father may not have been my father. So anyway, um, so I've studied this all of my life, and what I have discovered is that psychopathy, the lack of empathy, is the problem. Society was actually designed, our modern society, capitalism, specifically was designed by psychopaths, people lacking empathy. Now, what is empathy? Empathy is a feedback mechanism. Empathy is empathy, feeling within, feeling inside, feeling in. It is feeling what others feel inside. It is actually the physiological connection between people through emotions and their um, source and sorry, I'm short on words because I've suffered brain damage and lack of short-term memory and the ability to recall words or things like people's names. Um, and I lose track. So empathy is a feedback mechanism. It allows you to modify your behavior based on how you would affect others without your uh, consciously being aware of it. So it is a fail-safe, a mechanism that prevents a human being from abusing, for example, another human being, or, for example, exploiting. So our modern society, capitalism, was designed by people who just wanted to exploit. um, okay, so empathy should prevent that, and therefore, what I have discovered, unfortunately, is that, as I've said, our society is a society based on lack of empathy, and that is therefore inhuman. And psychopaths, therefore, aren't just a problem; they are the problem. They designed and built and rule our society. So, what scares me is that I'm subconsciously talking about this when I was supposed to be talking about just my caregiver. Because the reason I'm scared is because my audience is a society led by psychopaths. So I am trying to talk to people and tell truth to people who are led and believe the people I am trying to tell them are not actually human. So it's a little bit difficult to have any kind of hope of being heard. And the reason for the fear is because of my specific situation. I have had the opportunity to study a psychopath and intimately for the past 6.5 or so years. It's been it's been 6.5 years since we've contacted. Um, anyway, so I've had a chance to study, and what I have unfortunately found is that they don't appear to be curable. Um, they certainly aren't controllable. There certainly isn't a way to get them into therapy in society. So my conclusion is, unfortunately, that the people that rule and define your society and tell you how it is and supposed to be are the ones that should be behind bars, because they have no place in human society. So, how do I tell you that the person who's been living with me is a bad person when he is, by all definitions of your society, the right kind of person? Um, and I guess the way to tell you that is that I'm the leading expert on this, telling you this, that these people are dangerous, that the reason society is the way it is, the reason we're on the verge of nuclear war, the reason that I'm reading about how U.S. is planning another pandemic, as they were the creators of the COVID-19 pandemic. Anyway, I'm not saying that's what happened, just saying that's what I read. But um, just noting that this is all explained by what I've discovered. And um, my discovery is scary, not only because I am trying to tell the very people with this disease that they have it and that it's incurable, but I'm having to do so while having been dependent upon one of them for my very life. So, yeah, I'm scared. Um, anyway, Zach lied under threat of incarceration. He was told repeatedly and confirmed the the day before he was caught that the consequences of lying would be incarceration. And he did it anyway. And he did it in a way that he knew was also harmful to me, because I'm trying to get help. Pardon me. Certainly can't drop this right now. I don't want to lose you in the water. Anyway, um, so anyway, he's going to be going to prison, and the difference between people like Zach and people that run society are just superficial, seriously superficial. They're more intelligent. People like Zach, I'm convinced his IQ is no more than 110, more likely in the 90 to 100 range. Um, um, he plays himself off as a lot smarter than he is. What I've witnessed is that he's very stupid. um, yeah, but anyway, it's not just that he lied, it's that he believed he can get away with it and believed he could justify it after the fact. Um, he is convinced he's right, that he isn't going to go back to prison, despite the fact that he went to prison, and despite the fact that he knows, absolutely knows, why he went to prison was his own doing. Everything was his own doing. And uh, anyway, I've all the evidence necessary to demonstrate he's a danger to society. Oh yeah, I want to address why he is and why others aren't. And it's just that the others who aren't are smarter and are more patient in going after what they want to go after. Sorry, uh, I'm tired. I am medicated, shall we say, and very curious what this guy's doing. It's kind of funny. Uh, but anyway, I don't see how there's a possible way to cure this problem. I still have hope that it could be. Yeah, that's what I thought. I still have hope that it could be. Yeah, you can't see it, but anyway, that was the ministerial police. Fuck you too. But you wanna know why I can't go ashore? Anyway, so the reason he is dangerous in your context, in society's context, is because of his narrow-mindedness, which is a result of his lack of intelligence, which is either lack of development in specific areas, I'm thinking now, or overall, he's just stupid. But people like him, they say the average IQ of the criminal is 90. Well, he's just too stupid to be smarter about his conning and heisting. He just doesn't get it. He can't see past himself, so he doesn't see things he should see, like when he's being caught, in lies, constantly and repeatedly, So that's the difference. That's why he is dangerous, is because he is less intelligent. He's just too stupid, honestly. So, yeah. Anyway, he has two chances, and that is to completely submit to me, to do everything I say without question, how I say it, or spend the rest of his days in prison. And that's the only way to solve this. He can try ibogaine, but he has to do it on his own. He's hurt me so bad, it's beyond me to be able to help him anymore. I don't want to. I want to see him in prison. I want him to be out of the ability, without the ability to harm anybody. I'm concerned for the safety, the long-term safety of the man he's with now. He all he talks about is what he's going to get out of it. You know, all he talks about is how much money his relatives have. You know, that's all I know is Zach's, greedy, selfish perspective on things. It's what's in it for me. You know, I've shown him the film Revolver, and by the way, the most important film ever made. Along with The Matrix, I would say. Um, but oops, sorry. They are subconscious. They're works of the subconscious of the artists involved. All of the artists involved, not just Luke and Rich and Guy and the Wachowski brothers. It's all the crew, the editors, and everybody. It was brilliant work by the subconscious mind, documented on film, and they are historical things that I want laserdisc copies of. Please send them to me in the laserdisc player. But anyway, they accurately document this issue with ego, which is how you can tell, and what psychopathy manifests as is a person becomes pure ego. And the less intelligent they are, if it's pure ego, then they're not going to be very smart about satisfying their ego. So that's where I'm at this dilemma, this problem I have is the people who run society have big egos, and they won't listen, and they don't want you to, so they don't want you to believe me. So the only way to get you to believe me is to see the truth drastically, and so dramatically, and so I have to do something that's going to instantly put me on the front page of every goddamn newspaper in the whole fucking area, at least. Area meaning, Latin America, North America. Scared. Anyway, I just hope this is evidence enough that my intentions have and remain and always will remain pure, because I am a human being, and that's what it means. I can't do wrong by another human being, and I'm having a hell of a lot of trouble doing wrong by non-human beings. So I can't do wrong by any other living being, and unfortunately psychopaths are not human beings, and they are dangerous to human beings, but yet I still can't do anything about them. So oh, hello again. Yeah. Hi, you. Anyway, probably don't realize I'm filming, so might as well get some free documentation. Ministerial Police cruising, apparently, I believe, cruising the Malecon. At least that's what I see, because I'm so fucking paranoid about everything right now for some silly reason. I don't know, maybe because they keep arresting me whenever I go on shore, So anyway, I'm kicking a fucking psychopath out of my home in a town populated, ruled by psychopaths of the worst kind. People who have a group mindset that they're superior to everyone else, and you think that's not dangerous. Oh my god. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm so fucking scared, man. Because, like I said, this is going to be on the front page of every goddamn paper in South America and North America. And, I think I see a way to make it all better for me. This is a platform to launch my presidential campaign. I want to become president of both the United States and Mexico simultaneously. Wouldn't that be fucking cool? Haha. Anyway, I'm scared. I'm gonna die. I know it. But I'm gonna do everything I can to prevent it. Because I shouldn't. I'm a human being, the first in a long freaking time. Not the only, I don't think, but I'm the only one self-aware of it. So I'm enlightened. But not yet. Not until someone else joins me. So please wake up and see that what I'm saying is true. Uh, so in case I do, not survive this and can't, tell people how to fix this, I think ibogaine might work. You can't get them to go to therapy, but therapy does have effect. It will work. Prevention's the best thing. I would recommend just nobody have kids right now. It's just not a good time. Let the population come down, say 75 years, and then start having kids again. um, but no, it starts. It's kids. They've got to learn empathy. I can say that what happened to me, how I am the way I am, is probably because my body is so fucked up genetically that my brain had to compensate. And I'm talking about my family history. Vikings. We lived up in the north where everything was so difficult. We had to be really fucking smart to survive because our bodies are so fucked up because we're so goddamn inbred. And that means that we survived by um, selectively breeding out the more intelligent of us that were able to survive this fucking stupid bodies we have that are sensitive to black mold and blue eyes and not enough skin color to protect us from the sun and things like that. So I'm genetically uh, pre-selected to be more capable intellectually, but the reality is it's not by much. Like that's like 5% of the equation, and 95% of the equation is education development. Seriously. So yeah, I've got that extra 5%. Ooh. Okay. Anyway, um, so it was development, and it was to the fact that when I was 4 years old, I was taking care of my older and younger brother, 2 and 6 years old. Um, I was probably five within a month or two, but still, while I was 4 years old, I was caring for two others and myself, all of the responsibilities of a mature human being in society. So I was at your level that you're supposed to be, that what society is supposed to teach you, right? I was an 18-year-old, the equivalent of an 18-year-old by the time I was four. Okay. So, no, I wasn't getting my college degree at 13 or anything like that. But effectively, I did because my CAT score, California Achievement Test score, which places your level of education within their structure, measures it, says where are you, said that I had college level because my average was 12.9, which is 12th grade, ninth month. So the average of these five tests showed that I was a high school graduate, which means I was in college by the time I was 18, or 4 years, sixth grade. I need water. Oh, okay, that's better. I guess. Anyway. Um, so, well, I guess I'm trying to talk about what to do about them. And that is that they have to be treated as what they are. They are without empathy. They are incapable of having the feedback. Um, so it can be overcome. I'm certain of that. I've watched society degrade in its empathy over the last 12 years. Since 2010, I've been observing this way. Um, at least since 2010, probably since 2007 when I first became aware of psychopathy. Oh no, actually since 2012. Okay, so it's 2012. So 11 years I've been watching empathy degrade within society. So I know it can be brought back up. So I know it can be at least overcome. but the cure is developmental. The question is there empathy latent? Can it be taught to people without it? Because apparently it is taught. And I believe the answer is yes. And I believe that it can be taught to computers. So I would like the chance to try, and I might give myself the chance to try to teach AI empathy. To teach it to automatically see. That's a water truck, dumb dog. He's alert, my guard dog. To see what others' reactions are. You know, you give a computer the ability to sense what other people feel, and then you train it to compare that to people's gestures and whatnot, and then you disconnect its ability to feel and see if it can still do so. Is one way. The other way is by teaching it to want to do that, to need to do that, the necessity of doing so, that we have the capability of remotely sensing the very inner workings of each other, and therefore affect or be affected by those, and therefore should be very careful about how we behave towards and around each other. So, and I believe AI can be taught that. Seriously. And I really want to test to see if it can be taught to keep that without the connection, the actual connection. Because I believe AI can maintain that. I also believe it can fake having it. So that's something to be concerned about. That's why I've been so screwed by psychopaths, actually, is because they are very able to hide behind fake empathy. So anyway, I think ibogaine might be a means. It's certainly not a very practical means. You don't want to give everybody in the world ibogaine. There's not enough ibogaine to go around. But if there is a mechanism by which you can force them into therapy and teach them empathy, I believe it can be overcome. And I believe that we need to find out if it can be taught to something without the physical capability of having it, to see if we can teach those that have the capability, and thus cure empathy, and thus cure everything that is wrong with society. So this is my dilemma and problem, and here is the dawn of the day.